Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe's Classic Video Games, back with another cool arcade game repair video for you this evening. This time we have the King of Kong, Donkey Kong. People actually say that, Donkey Kong. But anyway, this is the cocktail table version, obviously. I got this from one of our viewers. He got it on Facebook. And whenever he went, apparently it was in pretty rough shape whenever he picked it up. It was a project. And he actually did a pretty good job of cleaning it all up. He put new banding around the edges of the cabinet. Cleaned up the legs a lot. Put new locks and everything on it. But he realized once he picked it up, it actually had a Donkey Kong Jr. board in it. So he shipped the Junior board off to a guy, and the guy sent him back a original Donkey Kong board, and he couldn't ever get it to work right. So he sent me some pictures of it, and it kind of looks like it's going to be a board problem because you'll see. It looks like it's going to be a board problem. So I told him it's probably a board problem. Told him it was broke. And he didn't really want a cocktail table anyway. He wanted a stand-up machine. So we ended up working out a deal. He bought a stand-up for me, and I gave him some trade value back in on this one. And so we're going to try to fix it. We don't sell cocktail tables as good as the uprights. Everybody wants the uprights. They just make more of a statement. A lot of people just don't. You kind of need a special spot for a cocktail table. You could put one of the stand-ups anywhere along the wall. And the cocktails actually take up more room than the stand-up, because by the time you get two chairs, you can usually get two full-size games wherever you were going to put the cocktail table. Unless you just happen to remember playing a cocktail table at Pizza Hut or something, and that's really what you want, is really the only time we'll sell one. The uprights sell much, much better than the cocktail table, but we keep getting the cocktail tables. You got to be wide. That one person's going to come in and they're going to be, that's exactly what I'm looking for. And it'll be sitting here waiting for them usually. So anyway, another part of the story is the guy that he bought that board from, that did the swap. I actually know that guy. And he's a pretty stand-up guy. And I find it hard to believe he would have mailed him a board without testing it first. I mean, everybody makes mistakes. And maybe he did, and something happened in shipping by the time it got back to Kevin, which is the guy that we got this from. I don't want to call the other guy out, because it ain't really none of my business. That was between them, Kevin, and that guy. But I know that other guy is usually a stand-up guy. So I'm going to open it up, plug it in, and see if we can figure out anything. I'm using a new camera today too. I've got a GoPro 11. I haven't quite figured out how to use it totally yet. It's a lot smaller than our old camera, and it's got like a touch screen on it. So basically I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm hoping it's recording. I'm hoping the video's better than it was, and I'm hoping the sound's okay. But if the video's worse and the sound's worse, then I guess we got a problem. But anyway, let me plug it in. I don't know if I mentioned it earlier or not, but yeah, that's a Donkey Kong Jr. over there. That's its younger brother. Donkey Kong Jr. Everything seems like it's secure in there, like it's supposed to be. Oh, one more thing. He also sent the monitor out to be repaired. So somebody has actually already done a cap kit on it and sent it back to Kevin, and Kevin's already got it back in the machine. So the monitor should be good, and most of the cosmetics should be good. All we really got to do is get it to work at this point, and Kevin's already put locks and everything on it for me. So if I can get it to work, this is going to turn out to be a pretty good deal for me. And a good deal for Kevin too, because he wanted an upright anyway. We find a switch. I thought it was over there, but apparently it wasn't. Let's be on the other side. Take the cabinet. So, I don't know how this is going to turn out on camera, but those waves are from the camera. But see how the background is pink? But Donkey Kong is still brown. We've got some kind of color problem, and it's not on the monitor. See how the whole background's blue now? The high score is the right color. But see all those lines? That's some kind of color RAM problem. But first thing we're going to do is check the power supply, just to make sure that it's getting enough power over to the board. Power supply, power supply, power supply. So as long as that's good, then we'll check the board. But you always start with the power supply. Well, the power supply is fine. So I took the board out. And remember I was saying that that was a color RAM issue. So I think. So these are actually the color proms, they call them. Those two there. Anyway, I'm going to take those out and clean them and put them back in because they look pretty dirty. The legs are all black on them. Gotta tell you, I'm not really liking the new camera so far. I can't zoom in very good. Everybody kept telling me, get a GoPro, get a GoPro. Well, I got a GoPro and so far it's crap. We'll see. Maybe I'll get used to it. I'm in that weird stage right now. You know when you get something new and you don't know how to use it yet, so you don't really like it. But then once you learn how to use it, you really start to like it. Yeah, well, I'm kind of in the weird stage where I don't know how to use it and I'm hating it so far. I was the same way when I got a new phone. You know, they got rid of the little home button down at the bottom. Yeah, well, I like it now. But anyway, I'm gonna clean those. I'm gonna clean some of the chips and we'll try it again. So that's one of the chips. See how the legs are all black and tarnished looking? So I just take those out and I clean them gently with a small file. Gently, gently. You don't want to break the legs off of the chip. And we use this to get the chip out of there. You just kind of pry it out like so. And this is pretty much just a bent screwdriver. But it's called a chip lifter. If you don't have one of these, you can just use a small flathead screwdriver and do the same thing. We like this one though. It's got a little bit of a radius on it. Makes it a little bit easier, but we used just a regular screwdriver for 20 years. We actually just got started using this a couple years ago. It's working out pretty good. But don't feel like you need to buy that just to do something like this. You'd be surprised at all that we do with minimal tools around here. We can fix most things with a soldering iron, a solder sucker, a screwdriver, and a pair of pliers. And speaking of pliers, I meant to do this a while back, but somebody sent me a pair of pliers. They must have been paying close attention to some of our older videos, but this is the pair that he sent me. He saw me doing something with some pliers, and I mentioned it on one of my other videos. He sent me some very nice channel locks, made in USA too. So yeah, I always attempt to do everything with a pair of pliers first. If I can't get it with a pair of pliers, then I'll get some I'll get a socket or something, but I use pliers more than anything. But anyway, back to the board. I'm gonna clean this chip, put that back in, and I'm probably going to try it again. But this board is a 4 board stack because it's in a cocktail table. The uprights had 2 boards, which were basically the same thing as this. They're just a little bit bigger, so they were able to get all this on 2 boards. But a cocktail table, they didn't have as much room, so you need the shorter 4 board for a cocktail table. And this is where the video comes in. So I don't know for sure if those are the color RAM chips, but I'm taking a stab at it. I'm guessing. It's got a few other ones on some of the other boards, but I know this is the soundboard, and I know the video comes in there, and I'm fairly certain those are color RAM chips there. And I've got an issue with my color, so that's what I'm trying first. Well, that didn't work. I put it back in and it was the same thing. So see how this board says CLK? So this is the clock board. I think that board's working fine because you can actually play it, just the colors are wrong. And this one says video. So I think my problem's on this video board somewhere probably. And this one's got another RAM chip there. Well, a lot of those are RAM chips, but that one's in a socket. So I'm going to try to clean that one. And a couple more ROMs there, so I'm going to try to clean those also. So here's my little fancy screwdriver. Try to be careful not to break any of the legs, but I got it out. The legs are pretty dirty. So I'm going to file those a little bit, get them nice and shiny, put it back in. Do the same thing on the 2 ROM chips. And then I'm going to try it again. Alright, I got the board back in. It's kind of a pain to get back in and even test it because it's got so many connections you need on these. But I think I got everything hooked back up. This is just the coin counter, but I'm just going to leave that undone until we figure out if it works or not. Plug it back in. Sound worked anyway. That looks a lot better. I think that fixed it. Remember, we had all these other weird colors all over the place before. That part in the background is just because the flyback's up too high. See how the lines are going up and down? So I think at this point all I gotta do is turn down the flyback and try it all out. I kind of thought this was going to be an easy fix because, like I say, I know that guy that he got that game board from, and that guy's not out to get anybody. He's a real stand-up guy. If Kevin would have emailed him back, he probably would have fixed that for free. But Kevin didn't even want a cocktail table. He ended up trading it back to me for an upright. So everybody's happy. Kevin gets the upright. I get a good deal on a cocktail table, and I was able to fix it pretty easy, so now I can turn around and resell it. Kevin did a bunch of work on it, which is going to make my life a lot easier. He fixed all this banding around all the edges. He polished up the corners. I think it's going to be a pretty nice machine. Control panels look good. I gotta put the coin mech back in there. Kevin gave it to me. He had it out for some reason. But anyway, I'm gonna turn down the flyback. I'm gonna put in the coin mech, which Kevin gave me in this box. It's a two-piece setup there. I gotta fix all that, but I'll get that back all in there how it's supposed to be, and then we'll set up the tripod and we'll play a game and make sure everything works on it. Alright, I had to switch back to my other camera because my GoPro, it didn't seem like it was going to pick it up very good. I had a wave in the camera, but I wasn't sure if it was going to come through on video or if that was just through the camera or what. But anyway, my old camera picks up the monitor better. I should have talked about the controls on this thing before I sat down, but a lot of people don't like the cocktail controls because they're not flat. You know, they're kind of straight out, so it's kind of, the joysticks are actually kind of weird to play that way. But anyway, I got the coin mech in there. Let's see if it works. Seems like it works. Got a couple extra quarters. I got my drink. You know, these are made for your drink. These are at the Pizza Huts. Alright. I'm not very comfortable, but we'll see if we can play. I'm not very good at Donkey Kong either. And if you've seen my other gameplay videos, you know I haven't been doing very good. But let's see what we can do. I don't know if I've ever even played very long on a cocktail table just because these controls. I don't ever go for the hammer. I just like to get to the top. Then a lot of people will stand there and just jump and jump and jump and jump for an hour. I ain't got time for that. I will use the hammer on this one though. Should have got the hammer. I don't think I've ever even been to this level. I have no idea how to get past this. Go! Oh crap. Yeah, I've never played that board before in my life. Did the same thing twice in a row. I think they're landing in a different spot than they were on the first one I did. Where do I need to go? I don't think I can run that fast to get all the way over there. Yeah, I didn't think so. I think I gotta go past it, wait, and run back. I did that a long time ago. Oh, come on. I was robbed. Funny story, back around Christmas time, we took our kids to go look at Christmas lights. So we were riding around in the van looking at everybody's Christmas lights. And they had a Santa Claus going around on the back of a trailer. So I've got two daughters at home. And we had one on one side of the van and one was on the other side of the van. So we drove up and our youngest one, she said, "Hey Santa," and Santa waved and said, "Merry Christmas." So our other daughter didn't really get to see him that good. So we drove around and had the van facing the other direction. And our other daughter said, "Hey Santa." Santa was looking the other direction. And so he didn't say anything back to her. So we had to move because other cars were coming. So we go back through, go down a couple of streets, turn the car back around, make sure the van was facing the same way. Come back up. My other daughter says, "Hey Santa." Nothing. The same. He's looking at somebody else. He doesn't say anything back to her. So another car gets behind us. So we have to pull away. We drive back through the neighborhood, go back down a couple of streets, turn the van back around so it's facing the same way. Because our one daughter has yet to, the Santa has never said anything to the one daughter, and we always have to try to do everything equal, since the youngest one got to say hey to Santa and Santa said something back to her. So now here we are on the third try. We're trying to, this third try, going back around, got it van facing the right direction where Santa's on her side. We pull up, she says, "Hey Santa." He's looking the wrong way again, and she says, "Oh, come on." It was pretty funny. I guess she had to be there, but she was really in the Christmas spirit at that point. But anyway, I got this Donkey Kong ready to go. I got it. It's for sale if anybody's interested in it. It's a pretty nice machine. Let me turn the lights back on and we'll go around it one time. Pretty good looking machine. The top isn't too scratched up. A lot of times these cocktail tables, they'll just get destroyed. People sliding their glasses on it over the years, and people use it as a, a table, set all their stuff on it. It'll get, they'll have all kinds of storage stuff on top. But this one's in pretty good shape. Got my coin back in, like I was talking about. The banding around, I think Kevin said he replaced that. And these are the control panels I was talking about. See, it's kind of odd to play that way, but that's just how they made it. Not much wear on the control panels at all. Glass clips are in pretty good shape. This control panel looks pretty good. All in all, it's a solid 8. You know what I say about the 8s. But anyway, that's pretty much going to do it for this one. Thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.